Hello my dear friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara and today we're going to be looking at the secondary progression coming out of Taurus Sun or Rising going into Gemini Sun or Rising. So very excited to get into this placement. If you do have this placement, this video is for you. If you're a cross watcher, welcome as well. If you don't know what secondary progressions are, I did make a video going in depth as to what they are and how they're calculated. That's going to be in the comments below. So let's get into it. So basically, when we look at the sun and the rising sign deals with the identity. It's the first house, it's the house of the self. The sun deals with the ego, okay? So again, it's all about who you are, your identity as a person. So when we come out of Taurus going into Gemini, what's happening? So Taurus as a sign is very grounded, very earthbound, sometimes moving very slowly, okay? They're very much slow and steady wins the race. They're also very much about the earth plane, the material things. You guys might also indulge, okay? So that's something to watch out for. Taurus lives life through the senses. So they love things that they can feel, touch, smell, eat, right? These types of things, like anything to do with the senses, if they love it, they're going to indulge in it. It also deals with money, okay? So a lot of the time, people with Taurus, Sun, or Rising are going to be very hardworking. You guys are going to have a goal, and it's like, you guys are like, I'll get there, you know? I want these things, but I'm willing to work for them. I want to have these material things. I want to have a house. I want to have a nice car. I want to have a pool, whatever it is, right? Taurus is going to put in the work. They're going to work hard, and slow and steady wins the race, okay? Sometimes though, too slow. Sometimes Taurus energies, you're going to find them like, you know, working in a company for 50 years or whatever it is, just because it's comfortable for them. They don't like change. They are a fixed sign. This happens with all fixed signs. And usually with the fixed signs, I mentioned this in the previous videos as well, you guys might have more of a struggle or challenge going into your secondary progression because you guys don't want to change. That's the ego, right? The ego wants to stay safe. The ego wants to be comfortable. So that's the thing with Taurus energy. Because you guys are a fixed sign, you guys are going to want to stay where you're at, okay? Maybe you're going to be in relationships longer than you should, jobs longer than you should. Maybe you're going to want to go back to your comfort zone. Like, this is really the thing with the Taurus energy. They're very dependable. They're very stable. They're all about their stability. And it's like, they don't see the need to change. They're happy. They're accumulating wealth. They're getting, you know, the items that they want, the material things, maybe going on trips, purchasing nice clothes, like however that might manifest, it's working for Taurus. Taurus doesn't want to change. Secondary progression comes through. Well, now it's kind of like you are changing whether you're aware of it or not, okay? So you guys are moving into Gemini. Gemini is going to be teaching you guys how to get out of your comfort zone, how to meet new people, how to talk to random people, okay? Random people on the street, okay? Taurus probably isn't going to care too much. Like, Taurus, again, is about like their goal, you know? And it's like, okay, if you're my friend and if you're in my group and you're probably going to have the same friends for like 20 years, like that's the thing with Taurus. They don't really care. They don't see a point, you know, in coming out of their comfort zone. Gemini energy is going to come through. They're going to be like, no, now we're going to go meet new people. Now we're going to go, you know, on different trips. Okay, we're going to switch up the energies. We're maybe going to switch up the schedule today. We're not going to stay in that strict fixed sign routine where it's like you do the same thing every day. Gemini is going to come through and switch it up for you. Because really what Gemini is teaching Taurus is that for you guys to actually maybe even achieve those other goals and dreams that you guys might have for yourselves, you guys have to switch up the vibes. You have to switch up the energies. You guys have to network. You guys have to talk to people. You guys have to, I mean, you don't have to do anything. I keep saying have to, but really this is what Gemini is teaching you guys, okay? So the more that you do these things, the more your energy is going to get switched up and you're going to go more into the Gemini energy. So coming out of Taurus, going into Gemini, you might now have more friends, or you might be more talkative, or you might be more sociable. Maybe you weren't as sociable before. Maybe it was kind of like, okay, I'll see you guys once a month and, you know, that's great for me. I'm going about my day, I'm going about my routine, like it doesn't really matter. And it's kind of like for Taurus energy and fixed signs in general, like anything that switches up their schedule is almost like a burden to them is really what that is. So it's kind of like if someone cancels, great, I get to sleep, or I get to watch my movies, or I get to continue my routine. Like that's the Taurus fixed sign energy. So when you guys move into Gemini, Gemini is going to be teaching you guys to go out there more, okay? To socialize, to network, to maybe be more active on things like social media, anything that keeps people connected, okay? That's what Gemini is all about. Gemini is also going to teach you guys about the balance and the duality and things, because Gemini really deals with duality. So when you guys go out of Taurus into Gemini, maybe you're going to find yourselves more indecisive now, okay? Maybe you guys weren't indecisive before. You guys might struggle with the duality within yourselves. That's something that might be brought to the surface for you guys. Also, it's like Taurus is very loyal. So when you go into Gemini, it's like you guys, again, like it's almost like loyalty to a fault where it's like you guys don't want to change, but it's like detrimental to you because it's like you're not growing, right? So again, loyal to a job, loyal to your routine, loyal to your friend group, right? So Gemini comes through and it's like, okay, let's switch up the energies. Let's meet other people now, you know? So it's like you go through this transition, your friends that have maybe known you for a long time are kind of like, hey, why is Bob not showing up to these events anymore? Why does Bob have this other event? Like, you were kind of like always the dependable one, and now you're kind of like, oh no, I'm exploring different aspects or different things. So that's really what Gemini is teaching you guys. Okay, it's to explore different things. Learn how to communicate is going to be a big one. So when you're in the Taurus energy, it's not that you're not going to communicate. It's just like Taurus can't be bothered. Okay, the way that I see Taurus energy is like it's very grounded in the sense where it's like 4 feet on the ground. Okay, like that's how earthbound the Taurus energy is. Like Gemini comes through and it's like, no, like let's like, you know, mental stimulation, let's talk more, let's, you know, look at new things, let's talk about new ideas, let's meet new people. And it's like your attention span might change during this time, you know, where it's like Taurus was like very fixated on something, and you go into Gemini now and it's like, oh, you know, you might find it, you know, challenging to fixate on something because that's what you did for probably a longer period of time. And now Gemini comes through and now you're moving into this energy. It's more open, it's more freeing. But the thing is, when you guys move into the Gemini energy, just some things to watch out for are to, you know, not be double-faced or not to go into people pleasing, because that's what tends to happen with the Gemini energy. They do tend to be people pleasers. They want to appease everyone, so they might come off double-faced to people. And a lot of the time, Geminis do also struggle with actual communication. So it's not like communication in the sense where it's like we're talking with the day-to-day. That's Gemini's jam. What Gemini struggles with is communication in the sense where it's like they don't want to talk about their feelings, or they don't want to talk about their frustrations or whatever in their dynamics and their friendships and their relationships, all these sorts of things. So that's probably going to be something that you guys work on when you're in the Gemini energy. But overall, you're coming into more of like a lighthearted energy. And it's interesting because it's like, especially if you're Taurus, Sun, or Rising in the earlier part of your life, you were probably really serious, really committed, really dedicated to whatever. Maybe it was school, maybe you guys did some sort of schooling and then work, and however it manifested. You go into the Gemini energy, you're going to be more lighthearted. You're just going to have a different approach to life. It's going to be more chatty, less serious, less intense, less like, you know, like this is the way that it has to be and I have to be in a situation. That's really what it is. So the Gemini energy is going to pull you guys out of whatever your comfort zone is really what's going to happen when you guys go from Taurus into Gemini. So I'm going to wrap up this quick little video here on the secondary progression going out of Taurus into Gemini, so Sun or Rising. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. You guys can let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day.